first of all, I like to congratulate you on Final Diagnosis. And I was really captivated by your journey, first of all, like from a physician and medical educator to activist and a novelist who now has three books, if I'm right, more than three, and now is a filmmaker. So, just can you just guide us through that incredible journey of yours?
Absolutely. So I was studying medicine in Poznan, Poland, and I was unceremoniously fired from university studies. But I really enjoyed studying medicine, and so I started teaching medicine on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, it got boring because it's not very creative. It's just medical. But the creative part of medicine was the stories, the vignettes on how a patient comes in, presents symptoms, and you diagnose them. And so I did really well in teaching that those medical knowledge, especially in microbiology.
Mm-hmm.
And so from there, I wanted, it's very fascinating with microbiology. So I wrote a novel about medical situations, and I combined that with like a spy thriller situation, like James Bond. So it's kind of like House MD meets James Bond. And so that's how I got to that. And then I enjoyed writing the book. I wanted to promote the book, so I said, hey, let's shoot a live action trailer, a book trailer. And we shot so much footage, 11 days worth of footage, that we just decided to continue shooting and turn it into a full feature.
This was back in which year?
In which year? It was actually before COVID. So we shot all this before COVID. We did additional shooting 5 days in Los Angeles, and COVID literally shut us down.
Right.
And so it was really funny. Shut us down, but we were able to get all the footage that we needed for that shooting block. And it was really funny because, without giving away too much, there's obviously a spy thriller aspect to this. And one of the lines is, they're an organization for bioterrorism. And this was going on with the COVID moment.
Highly relevant.
It was like so ironic. And then one of the security guards that was keeping our set safe, looked at me and was like, did you write this? Or how is this happening at the same time as COVID? Right.
Right.
I'm like, I studied medicine, and if I was like a master evil villain, I would I would create a disease that would be easily transmissible and hard to cure, if I was a villain. So that's kind of how I went in this direction.
Right, because it started off as a psychological thriller, and I was really taken aback when when the espionage elements came in. It was a very interesting choice, I'll say. We were always a passionate film cinephile as well. You were passionate about films as well, or you were more centered on medical? And
I think I stumbled into film because of the book trailer, and when we finished shooting and we were trying to piece the movie together based off of the script I wrote, it was really, really boring. And I think one of the very inspirational filmmaker in our in this production is Quentin Tarantino. And so, we used his movies, his scripts for casting purposes and all that stuff. And then when we're cutting the film, we're just thinking man, this movie's really, really boring. And we got this bright idea to kind of cut it like a Tarantino style movie. And all of a sudden we really got the flavor, the thriller aspect out of this film.
And definitely there were some flavors of Tarantino in there, especially with the agent, not revealing too much. But I could see the character inspirations as well. So which one would you say is your favorite Tarantino movie, or the one that inspired it the most in a way?
I mean, who doesn't love Kill Bill? But
of course, that's absolutely my favorite as well.
His recent stuff is good too. A bit long, but I also can appreciate that. Even on my second film that I'm producing, I have enough footage for a 3-hour movie. Obviously, we're not gonna, cut a 3-hour movie out of it, but because we really want to tell that story and tell that narrative and have all these characters in the movie. So, he's just an inspiration. Yeah.
inspiration, yeah. And what can you tell us about this another movie that you're shooting?
So my first film was a thriller,
Yeah.
kind of a spy psychedelic,
Mm-hmm.
thriller. My second movie is actually called Good Grief, and it's started off as a dark comedy, romantic comedy, but
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of evolved with all the footage that we've shot into something more even mythological because we have Lucifer, we have angels, we have a lot of death, a lot of people die in this movie, um, but we follow these characters into purgatory, so
Right.
it's really kind of an interesting take.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a different genre. I get bored easily. I don't want to shoot the same genre over and over again.
Definitely very interesting because mythological aspects of a movie are another favorite kind of films that I really like. So I'll be really looking forward to that. And what's this about in another life? Is like I read something about it on IMDb. So is it? Yeah.
So in another life is footage from Good Grief. Um,
Okay.
we shot a majority of
Mm-hmm.
Good Grief, and I was contracted to create a short film from it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we created In Another Life. But production stopped because I actually literally went through some good grief. Both my parents died back to back, and so production stopped. We produced In Another Life just to fulfill our contractual agreements. And after my mother passed, I kind of tried to get the band together, and we were actually able to get like 90% of the cast back. On the same note, we had to write new scenes because we weren't unable to finish the movie according to the original script based off of only getting 90% of the cast members back. So, but it all worked out. So that's kind of
Right. Been a journey.
been the journey.
Yeah. So now that you have, published books and made film and you're still making another one. So how does it feel? We all know it's technically very different, publishing books and making films. But how does it feel, achieving something that most of us just dream of?
It's surreal. I mean, even when I started teaching medicine on YouTube and
Hmm.
getting to 10,000 followers or likes or whatever, and just like, oh wow, this is something that people enjoy and want and follow me on. To the novel where I wrote it. Actually, I only wrote one chapter, and then I sent it to my friends. And I said, "Hey, what do you guys think?" And all my friends were like, "Yeah, we want more." So I just continued writing, and that got published and released. And unfortunately, during COVID, because I was supposed to do a book tour, but just it never never came to fruition. But we've I finished writing my second novel based off the same series,
Hmm.
so it's going to be called Final Diagnosis School of Medicine. So it's
Okay.
going to be interesting. So it continues the journey of final diagnosis, nursing chances. Yeah.
Second chances, right? So, like, when you began this journey, did you like go directly into like you had this idea that I'll directly make a feature film of 90 minutes, or did you plan for a short film first, or?
Well, you know, we wanted to do the book trailer, so I kind of co-directed it because obviously I wrote the story, I wrote the book, and then we just kept on shooting more and more, and eventually, uh, we shot in so many different locations. We shot in obviously Poland, Poland, where I was studying medicine here. We shot in LA because it's Hollywood, and we ended up not liking the ending, so we ended up having another shooting day in Szczecin, and Szczecin is north of Port City, north of Poland,
Mhm.
and it served as Odessa. So
Right. So, what were the challenges except from COVID?
challenges, obviously COVID, just weather because we didn't shoot. Well, we had to shoot outdoors. It's a port city, and it was winter, so we shot in the winter in our wardrobe, which was probably not, because if you have
Suitable
like
for it, right?
you have winter clothes that's kind of thick and bulky, it's not really sexy for a film shoot, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, and so in freezing weather, I have one of my actors in like a spaghetti dress, and like,
Okay.
I know it's cold, but just own it. And then
Yeah, but
those
that sounds really fun. So like, was the cast all in for this, or they were like, oh,
they were all in it, and
all in it?
I had a really supportive cast. I had a really
Mhm.
supportive crew. I couldn't ask for anyone better. On the same note, we also even fired weapons in Poland, which is like, Poland does not like guns. They don't like weapons on set, and it was and we had two gun wranglers because that scene again was shot right after the whole Baldwin Rust uh,
Oh, right.
shooting. Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been a bit
it was
difficult.
it was
Interesting.
terrible. Yeah, the shoot after that, when we
Mhm.
had a pre-production meeting,
Mhm.
people were like, "No, no, we can't do that." And I'm like, "But what if I have two gun wranglers? I'm a gun
Right.
wrangler too. I'm American. I'm a gun wrangler too. But what if we have two gun wranglers?
Two gun
Can we
wranglers.
do this?"
Right. So most of it was shot in Poland itself, or were they?
Yes, I think about 12 days were shot in Poland and
Mhm.
5 days were shot in LA. Yeah.
Shot 5 days in LA. Right. So one of the interesting aspects about the film was its cinematography, which I really enjoyed. Especially, some of the POV shots and where the shots where Dr. Seng, he kind of not giving too much away, but yeah, he has his own world and he envisions people in a different way. So how did you, approach that sequence in a way that all of us connect to it? Okay, that's how it must have been.
Well, what Doctor's saying is based off of me. So I've
Yeah.
I've lived life through a
Mhm.
lot of pain, a lot of leg pain,
Mhm.
and I was on narcotics. I was on painkillers for a long time. I know we won't give the time sequence, but um, and the narcotics changes you. It changes your brain chemistry. It makes you kind of not who you really are. And so I was able to manifest that to my team and say, like, look, this is a person that's on drugs. I mean, he's brilliant. He's on drugs. He's in pain, and he's gonna see stuff. He's gonna hallucinate. You know, he's gonna have gaps in his memories where he has to piece it together. And so that's kind of where we wanted to showcase that, like the mind of madness. And even our poster kind of tries to show that, like all those scenes, all those memories are in his head, and he has to figure out the puzzle and solve the case.
Right. And Daniel did it quite wonderfully. Would you say like he captured how you felt, or you know, because
So
for us
Daniel,
he was brilliant. Yeah.
Daniel was brilliant. He was so young. I think he was late teens, early 20s, right? And we saw, he sent a tape, and we're like, no, swipe left. He's way too young. And but he was persistent, and my assistant made the mistake of actually sending him the same monologue from the script to
Right.
him, and he insisted on coming for the live audition. So he took a bus for like 12 hours from Prague to Poznan, Poland. Shows up. I'm like, we already told you no. All right, whatever. You're here. Let's do it, right? And
Right.
he pulls out the monologue that's
Hmm.
from the script, and he delivers it like perfectly.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my co-director. I'm like, oh man. I'm also looking at my assistant, like, how did he get this?
How did he get this? Right.
And it was destiny, because we casted him. I said, we're gonna have to age you a little bit, make you look, you
Right.
know, authentic, like that you could be a doctor and all that stuff. And we changed the script a little bit, made him a child prodigy and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
it worked out.
Right. So like hearing your own story and your own journey of suffering and ups and downs, it looks like you must have sat down with him and explained to him, this is how it all went, or did he just pick it up?
No, actually, in order for him to play Sang, I brought him to Poznan to spend 3 days with me to kind of understand the psyche of what Dr. Sang is and who he really is. And he had the script. He was really motivated to be the Dr. Say that I needed him to be for the movie. And there's one in the script, one line was like, laugh maniacally, right? And he just looks at me, he's like, what do you mean laugh maniacally? Like, is this something that this person would do, or, as a doctor, or as a, drug addict, whatever, right? And I had said, do you want me to show you? And he said, yeah, please show me. My wife comes over, hey, do you guys need any drinks or anything? And I start laughing. I start laughing at her. I start laughing. And she's just like, what's going on, right? I keep laughing. I laugh for like 30 seconds. And then I stop on cue and I look at Daniel. I'm like, got it? He's like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, definitely. Right. And I remember that scene, like particularly it had a huge impact. So yeah, now that it's coming out on VOD, I think on 9th June, if I'm right. So
Correct.
did you imagine it as a streaming release only, or did you envision, oh, I wish I could have played on theaters or gotten a
So
release? Hmm.
we knew it would play better on the big screen, but we obviously prepared it for streaming.
Hmm.
And when we did screenings and played it on the theater with, we had it's a full feature. We had sound guys, we had special effects into the mix, so it really played well on the big screen. But obviously, the big screen is only for certain films, usually Marvel and all those things. But again, we wanted to create something that would play well on the big screen, as well as, of course, streaming.
Right. But that doesn't mean that you'll, stop chasing for the big screen, especially in the next one, which you said is a mythological film. Exactly.
Then yeah, the Good Grief,
Yeah.
we are definitely trying to go for the big screen
Big
because
screen release. Hmm.
at great expense, it's some of the scenes are shot in a motion capture studio.
Right.
So we're trying to like be as good as Marvel, maybe even better, but
Maybe
be as
better.
good as Marvel, especially
Definitely.
for those angel scenes and the devil scenes.
Right. I think that's all the time that we have today. This could go on forever, but I guess, yeah. So I like to congratulate you once again, and I'll be
Thank you,
waiting, very eagerly for Good Life.
thank you,
Yeah.
for having me. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.